Oh dear, the controversy I have sparked. What have I done? My goodness. Okay, it's time for me to kind of man up and clear the air of some of this controversy. I'm turning 30 soon, and I think it's well past due. Now, I will never forget being driven through San Francisco, which is the gay capital of America, by the gay director of one of Disney's digital marketing companies. And he turned around and he said to me at the traffic lights, "Nick, why is your channel called Fagatron?" And I could feel my heart sinking into my stomach, and I could feel my manager sitting next to me face palming. I could feel the palm of his face going straight through his forehead. And I had to explain to him, Fagatron is an alias I chose as a stupid teenager in 2005 when I was trying to entertain my friends with vlogs. And where we grew up, a fag or a faggot was a variant of a dickhead or a twat or a prick. Sexuality doesn't enter into that term, or at least it didn't when and where I grew up. So, tail between legs moment, I'll never forget it. Now, as I've grown older, I've become more and more aware of certain political parties, certain social movements. I'm an artist. I feel very passionately about things. It's one of the reasons why I make music in the first place, right? I need to open a valve very often. There is a culture of people who have made themselves very known, especially around the time of Trump's election, who are the sort of people that demand safe spaces. They demand trigger warnings at universities. They call themselves adults, but they require an environment akin to a creche. That interests me, okay? And these are people who are all over Twitter. Anyone who's visited Tumblr in the past several years knows about this sort of person, the person who will advocate for understanding and tolerance and peace and love, and then the moment they hear something they think is disagreeable, they're jumping all over the death threat button. Okay, so that is a hypocrisy I can't stand. You do not have a monopoly on morality, no matter which party or social movement you identify with. Okay, so I can't stand that sort of person, and God knows the internet is full of people like that. So the way I draw these people out into the open, and have done for several years, is to write and say things that I know will grind their gears. I've written blog posts about women. I've made a video about gays. That particular video recently has been circulating the web. It has been brought to my attention by my good friend Val. Now, I think the fantastic irony here is Val is gay, and he's one of my many supporters and friends who are gay. This guy knows it's full of shit. He knows I'm grinding people's gears, and he said, "Nick, you might just want to say something about this because many people are thinking ill of you. Like, you've convinced them big time." Now, the things I said in this video, I think, have deserved the reception that the video has had. I had recently watched a whole bunch of Andy Kaufman videos, and I was amazed by this guy's capacity to completely dumbfound people. Okay, so the moment I watched these vids, I started making music videos of me sitting at this table with a big grid of buttons, tons of knobs and sliders, but I didn't touch any of them. I just sat there looking terrified for the entirety of the video. And you watch the comments, and everyone is like, "That's nice." I'm trying to enjoy this. I loved it. I love confusing people. I also started making live streams in which the first 10 minutes would be me pretending to meditate. So you would tune into me, and there's just me sitting there with my eyes closed. Anyway, then I took it a little bit too far, and I made a video in which I declared to my webcam that I called my channel Fagatron because I hate gays. And this has circulated the internet very recently, and it's one of the instances in which there is no pinch of salt big enough to be taken with what I have said. It's all good and well for me to open a valve and to draw people out into the open, people I don't like, hypocrites, etc. But I feel very strongly that it's been very naive behavior on my part. If I'm going to tuck my tail between my legs and admit anything, it's that these posts and these videos and these things I've made for the sake of being edgy have not contributed to any productive conversation. I like some of the things people like Milo Yiannopoulos say, but I don't like the way he says them. He'll get up in front of a crowd of people and he'll bash, in the Indigenous people of Australia. He'll speak in a very sort of derogatory, very provocative way. And I've often found myself thinking, is that productive? Compared to someone like Jordan Peterson, someone like Stefan Molyneux, someone like Christina Hoff Sommers, someone like Stephen Crowder, someone like what's his name, Ben Shapiro, Joe Rogan. These are guys who I think have very calm and collected discussions. These are people I could only hope to become like one day. And it makes me think even further, I'm a music producer. What am I doing commenting on things like feminism and Black Lives Matter? I know I'm an artist and I feel strongly about things, but my naivety over the years has been in underestimating the sheer detriment and damage of being edgy for the sake of edgy. There are still many people out there who believe firmly, down to their last dollar, that I hate women because I don't agree with feminism, or because of things I've said in jest about women, or because of things that I've said about gay people. Apparently I hate gay people. Truthfully, someone in my position who makes and mixes music, I attract a lot of people of the opposite sex. So a great many people who I talk to every day on Facebook Messenger are women. And, my friends in Perth are women. My friends in Melbourne are women. I love them. Many of my supporters and friends are gay, including my friend Val, who brought this whole controversy to my attention. So there's definitely a degree of irony. But I also want to just say that if you or one of your friends has ended up in a bathtub thinking until the water gets cold, contemplating suicide because of something I've said in a blog or a video, I'm deeply sorry for that. It has never been my intention to hurt people or to offend people. That has never been my intention. Truthfully, I've never received an email from someone in that position, thankfully. But, my intention has always been to entertain, to make people think, to create discussion, to flip the coin. That's what I have only ever wanted to do, is flip the coin, is to get the better of certain social movements and cultures that I don't like. So there you go, folks. I'm turning 30 soon. I thought I'd clear the air. You're within your rights not to believe anything here, because God knows, I've pretty much just said that all of my words up until now, well, the big ones have been bullshit. So all I can say to you is, if you ask my family members, if you ask my closest supporters, if you ask my closest friends, people on Discord, people on Twitter, they'll all tell you the same thing. Nick's just being an asshole. Nick's just stirring the shit. He's just throwing a spanner in the cogs. And turning 30, getting older, I have to admit, it's been a complete waste of time and energy. It has not contributed to a constructive, productive discussion. And it's a part of me that I think is slowly growing up. So thanks very much, everybody, for tuning in and for listening. And if you have recognized the jokes, if you've recognized the jest, you have my deepest appreciation. But above all, thank you very much to everybody who has supported me. And I hope to make some more music in the near future. God knows it's about time. Jeez.